I've had some great stuff off this field with a simplex. Not been on with a legend. I'm on version 1.11 and we've put the LG30 on. I'll be running M3. I want to get as deep as possible and I want the settings to be as raw as possible to open up the machine fully. So we'll go through the settings now and then we'll see how it performs in this field. So yeah, we're gonna have no filters on whatsoever, and just see what capabilities we can perform with this 1.11. I'll be running M3 all metal. Let's get in field. M3 all metal field. Let's get to the settings. I'll do all the ground balance and that. I'm going to go back to 3 on the recovery. IF of 0, stability of 1, bottle caps nothing, ground suppressor or ground subtraction 0, audio gain we'll have at 4. Volume we'll be able to hear it on 2. I'm going to keep him with 60 tone. I'm going to have my iron volume at 5, the other tone at 10, so 50% of that. I'm going to have my pitch at 2 for my iron, but my pitch at 26 for my second bucket, and we'll have our tone break. I'll pop that up because we've got a low IF which runs in relation to discrimination or tone break. We're running no discrimination, so there's no filters there whatsoever, and we'll run at 11, and that is that. Let's get to it. .42, 45. Raise the coil. It's not a tin can. Quite tight. Could be a coin. I've hit some roots there. Side of me. We've got all that woodland down there and all, and it is just full of rubbish, to be honest. Looks like we've got a coin. Have we? There's loads of acorn parts here, and you think it's metal for some reason. Well, I do. Yeah. Keep catching my eyes if they're metal or something. What is this? Oh, there's a bit of green going on here. You see there? Oh, it's probably copper tube. Yeah, lovely piece of copper tube there. 20th century. The snow is on its way. We've got a dig. Yeah, it's. I thought it was going to be delayed until tomorrow. It's midweek. I thought it was delayed till Thursday, but I believe when it does arrive, it's going to be biblical. It was -15 up in the Highlands, I believe. Oh, is it deeper? I just caught it. I'm off. For once. Oh, what is that? What is that? It's a random piece of metal. A brass probably. Nothing fancy. Big item. High conductor. High tone. This come up a faint 22. It's a good 7 inches. Very faint. Is that strap end? Or is it part of a clog clasp? Yeah, it is. It's an old clog clasp on wooden shoes back in the 19th century. So this we're given a high toe, pinpointed depth, and there's loads of iron in the ground around it, but there's a non-ferrous item amongst it. I thought it was lead until I saw green patina on it. It's a big chunk of bronze, I think. Pot leg possibly. So that was our first coin, and it's an absolute beauty. It looks like an old squiddler. The old pound coin, you could call it very old now, because the monarch on this is no more. Yeah, first coin. I've just had a big piece of lead which was over pinpointed depth, and there's quite a lot of iron around here, so this is another non-ferrous item as well amongst the iron. I have dug, which you are gonna, with settings like this, you are going to dig some iron, but you've got to make sure you rotate, just rotate on the item. I thought that was a bloody farthing. It's not. Flat button, 1800s, about 5-6 inches. So I believe this is the new carbon shaft, carbon stem coming out, and you're going to be able to get it for the Legend, and the new Legends, and the arm cuff. There'll be an arm cuff coming as well. If you're in the UK, you'll be able to get 10% off them. And I think Nokta might be doing a package as well. So if you check out at Spinner Disc, I'm actually affiliated by Spinner Disc. So what happens? You get some money off, 10% on coils, or such, some old detectors, not the new detectors, and I get a bit. I think I get 5% of the sale. Which goes back into the channel for stuff, for digs and this, that and the other. Yeah, it's History Revisited UK. You put that in at the checkout and it'll take 10% off discount. Looking at the wrong place, it did sound shallow, but it did say 6 inches, so it's somewhat small. Because it don't just go off, the depth indicator don't go off target size. It's actually really small, and it's bloody hell, I'm pulling roots out here of my hair. Are you joking? Is that near enough on the surface? Well, it looks like an old bottle. Been finding plenty of non-ferrous targets, just nothing real major to show you. This is a bit different though. It looks like it's a wheel off an old tie, an old train or something like that. You can easily use 0 IF. I have put the tone brake up to 11, but very iron infested. You can just tell on 160 tone, you can just tell that if you rotate and it's choppy. When it's falsing, it's choppy. I have been caught out with some bigger iron, which you are going to get caught out with bigger iron, all detectors do. But yeah, you can run it at 0. You can. Now it depends on the parameters that Nokta have used. There might still be a percentage of IF, even though it says 0. It doesn't necessarily mean it's switched right off. I'll have to do some tests for that. The lowest I have run it is 2.1. Now this field, this left hand side, all down here, that's very iron infested, so I'm actually running a Recovery 5. I don't see the advantage. There's even a disadvantage at 9 and 10 on the Legend. Which you're only going to find what's in the field. How I look at it is if it's ferrous or non-ferrous. And that is a non-ferrous item, and it is a draw handle. Because I love the history, don't get me wrong, I love the history, but I do like the performance, seeing the performance of the detector. I haven't had anything up that's blown my mind. I'm hoping for something to have a big piece of iron with a tiny little coin next to it, or a little piece of silver, something like that. But yeah, you can run with a 0 iron filter. You got a dig? Sounds alright, numbers are all over. It's not iron. All types of boulders pulled out, it's a big in there. The clay line is quite high there, to be honest. Now clay does contain minerals. It's mineralised. A lot of mineralised rock around my area as well, where I detect. That's quite deep. Pinpointer or so. It's nothing fancy at all. It's a flat piece of lead with nothing on it. 46, 47 sounded so sweet. Nothing too old. So there's a sips, ship halfpenny, probably 40s, 1943. This is quite deep. He was a 50s. He's coming up like that at that angle. Pinpointed depth. It's an old buckle. Probably Georgian. Square buckle. It's a small one. Just put it down there in the depths. Get the pinpointer, measuring stick out. Swing in there, so the grass pinpointer depth. Not bad. I'm getting plenty up. But nothing fancy. You know, you're only going to find what's in the ground. That's how it works. That is how it works. .42, clear as day, and it's kind 8 inches. You know it's a bronze coin. This has got a bit of a brownish, blackish patina on it. Let's see if we can get any detail. A lovely coin by the looks of it. Not much detail on it. New Victoria. Get your snow done. It's more like ice than snow. 1860 something. Love the bronze coins. Coppers are not the best, are they? This could be some kind of lead. Horse boss. It's definitely lead. Or some kind of white metal. Bit of a design on it. So that's it. That's all non-ferrous. There is some iron there. That was a piece of iron. I've had a few more pieces in there somewhere, quite a lot of lead, some tags, some hinges, some alley, this and that, you know, all some kind of threading needle. It's a piece of bronze. And then the better stuff, but not that great, and that's what I swung over in this field. So yeah, that's another episode. I think you might have seen what's coming with the Legend. You might be getting this coil standard, the LG30, which is quite a similar depth, better separation, better coverage, and a lot lighter. I think it's 499 grams compared to It's not 700 grams, is it? No, that's the LG35 is 700. Whatever it is, it's lighter. And I don't think I mentioned it before about the arm cuff. The arm cuff is perforated kind of thing, which is going to bring lightness on the back end. I did get in touch with Nokta to see if they could make a carbon. I've had this set down in bits. The headset comes out with one screw and it slides out, which leaves the handle, the mid shaft and the lower shaft and the arm cuff. So you can't have everything, can you? You can't have everything. Always want more, don't we? Always want more. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of